I'm Becky, I'm 24 years old, and without One-to-One Children's Fund, I would not be here today. I work as a teaching assistant for autistic children in Ipswich, but I was born in South Africa. In November, I was given the chance to go back and see the place where I grew up. I was taken in by Nazareth House when I was very little. Being HIV positive myself, I wasn't expected to live to my 5th birthday.
Becky, Sister Margaret! Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, yay. Gee, to think you've come back all this way. It's wonderful.
Since One-to-One Children's Fund came in and funded the first ARV treatments in Cape Town, life got a lot better. My friends were pretty ill, we were all pretty ill, and a lot of them did pass away.
I never thought about the future as a child.
No. Well, a few of them kind of mentioned it that way. They say, you know what, Sister Margaret, if I grow up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this. And, you know, not when I grow up, it's if I grow up.
Having the ARVs gave me a second chance to live. And I think about that every day when I take my medication.
This is where I received my treatment, Groote Hospital.
Welcome, Becky.
I was once a patient as a child on this ward. I used to be under Dr. Roo. I don't even know if you remember Dr. Roo.
Yes.
Yeah, he's there on this picture. Dr. Roo used to be the one to, whenever we used to go into the room there, he used to always give me such a big hug.
This is for you, Becky. You can take it with you.
It's for... It was a safe place to be here, because I knew that everybody would work so hard to make sure they made sure that we were just happy, you know, because back then, before the trials of the medication, there wasn't much hope. They gave me a second chance to live, because in the end, so many children before me basically had passed away, and their names are at the children's home where I live. And those were my friends. So, thank you so much, all of you, thank you.
I was one of the lucky ones, but there are still tens of thousands of young people living with HIV in South Africa. This generation of young people are now facing a whole new challenge. Their lives are at risk through a lack of education, discrimination, and stigma. Last year, One-to-One introduced a program for young people living with HIV to become peer mentors. Peer mentors reach out to other children and teenagers living with HIV to destigmatize the illness and increase education.
I was first diagnosed that I'm HIV positive when I was 8 years. And my mother also died of HIV. And she didn't want me to talk about HIV. And she didn't want to admit it. I started my treatment at the age of 8 years. When she died,
It's quite raw for you, isn't it?
for me it was like it's the end of the world.
You're so inspirational. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here.
Coming here, I was very awkward, so I would just blend into the background. But as time grew on, you know, I saw life from a different perspective, especially at a time when I was non-compliant with my medicine. But then once I got to speak with someone different who was not family, who was also my age, I was like, okay, I can do better. I know I'm better. And so thanks to the peer mentors.
Well, I was diagnosed with HIV at the age of 14, and me being the only one at home that's actually positive was quite difficult for me to even look into the eyes of my family. My siblings started seeing me differently, and I started viewing myself that I'm actually different from other people. At that time, my knowledge was once you're HIV positive, it's almost like a death sentence to you. So you only have a couple of days or months or years to pass away, and it's a pity that people still have that same mentality until today.
You need to take responsibilities for yourself. That means you will know how to take your medication and you will know how to live your life positively.
I just want to let you know on behalf of 1-to-1 and myself, I am so proud of all of you. I really am so proud of all of you. 1-to-1 is showing that an AIDS-free generation is within our hands. We can do this together, empowering those best placed to make a lasting difference. Saving lives every day.